Oh yeah, that long meditation.
Everybody's got a real solid motivation now, so that's
Mm.
good.
Oh, that 먼저 드링 다든지 남샤 주고는 릭땡 파워사디다. 릭 산제 리오라. 산제 리오바데 컨테스트 두고요래 라이네. 음. 디자인도 주고는 마 산제 리오레스. 타기싱 오보체 규체. 데부 되게 숨디 도사레스로.
Um, so we've been looking at these 10 presentations up to now in the Tatagatha Essence. And this is all to do, of course, talking about this Buddha nature or Buddha lineage, or we could say Buddha type even. So up to now we've covered off the first three. So we've covered off the essence, the cause, and the result.
다들이 디리 하소래 레로 다들이마 예 레다 템베 튼다 아니 주베다 내가 비어 베진 다들이마 아주도도 시도라 다 레스야 돼 갈라고라 레 레스임 단다디 자외나라디 퇴용고도 자외나라 자와디나라 아니 사람들 이거 동용도
Sipe Nimegro.
자외나라 퇴용고도 어디 자와여 지난주 자와디 다시 왔어요.
So now we're looking at the fourth one, which is here it's function. Other translations are activity. The Tibetan word lay is also the word they use for karma, so it's a reasonably broad meaning. But it's what this means in this context is actually represented by the verse that you'll find on 116 of the commentary, where it says, seeing respectively the faults of suffering and the benefits of happiness, and samsara and nirvana, is the function of the lineage, since those without the lineage are without seeing these.
그나 시베 균통 와슬라빈데다 시바스도 코어레로 코어게 균통 코에 균 로당은도 코에 균 마통네 네 코알라 대와 코에 내갑도다 대와 통제 아니 델 차게 대원게 당도 코알레 탄데로 지두고요 말와 제가 니 시베 균통사 책디다 용료레데 디나랑 저 삼노다나 삼노몽부다유 된저 직당 시베균 통네스 아니 이총화 당스데다 시베균 통나 코와들 균 통나 아니 코와들 된데 매버로 나란도 와지 도고 총모단 지 강에 숙주부터인데 아니 도고 총모님도 된되면도 하고 와지 레가지 속보라지 나라이나 강에 유나 디나라 된데 지금도 하고 미만자 도셔도 어디나 시리고 코와세데 내려오디 균 디란 신로 짠짠 하다 동해란 신로 짠짠 야고 삼로다나 뒤중 하나 저게 대화인 라야 돼 삼로야고다나 동해란 시리로 그냥 하나 저다 대화인 주인 돼야도 삼모 망보지 동해란 시로 저다 대 동해디 세나 아니다 될라 용고민도 다 될래 채워지다 삼로당고도 삼되네 시베균 통제네 코알라야 코와 유연 통제 코와라 이 총화스디 이 총화스다 텔레 텐데고 로트게 용거레스 이도야 직체
So when we look at the meaning of this verse, it talks about here seeing the faults of suffering. Sipa in Tibetan means existence, and it's an analogy that's often used for samsara, or a synonym. In many cases, this is used as a synonym for samsara. So in this case, this suffering means the faults of samsara. So this basically means that what we perceive as happiness, this kind of temporary excitement or whatever, this thing that we perceive as happiness, attachment to that is what causes incredible amounts of problems, difficulty. It is the source of all this suffering. When you understand that, then you generate this wish to be free from that, and then that's the essence of this text, this verse. Sorry. However, this is something that, like, it's only a few words, but there's a profound meaning. It's something we really have to contemplate a lot, because of not seeing this, not understanding this, we tend to rely on this type of temporary happiness, or what we perceive as happiness. So in a sense, we rely on samsara, and this causes us a lot of difficulties. To give an example, if we have a friend who's going through a lot of difficulties, is engaging in some kind of confusing behavior or difficult behavior, we don't want to hang around with them a lot, because we'll get drawn into that. It'll cause us difficulties and sufferings and problems. And you see that when people really go off the rails. People might still talk to them, but it's very hard. They don't really have any genuine friends at that time, right? And so this is the kind of way we have to see it. We see that if we hang around or we engage with these kind of samsaric activities or thoughts, then it's going to cause us suffering, because this is the nature. The nature of samsara is this suffering. But the problem comes is we don't perceive it that way. What we perceive is happiness. We think that there's happiness. We perceive this suffering as happiness, and this creates a problem. However, when we can reverse that type of thinking and actually see this, then we generate this genuine wish to be free, right? This genuine wish to be out of that, or this kind of revulsion to samsara, give rise to that.
어디로 시외준의 이전다 양대기 편연 통해서다 양대기 편연 더 코어 양대 있어야 돼 측디 야구실도 양대라데 양대 양 동해 양어로 하죠 동해 양어 와 동해 양대는 니 강해요로 동해 양어 텔레파 대와 텔레 트레버들 양대에서 동해 양어 텔레 파 트르드 코월레 트레버에서 그래 양대에서 대세디 대와 시그러와 대와 마음과 시그러와 대와디 살아다 지단 동해 양어디 살아다 매우 잘다 지단 양대 동해 코베 동해 녀야디 매나 다 가져 지워 용으로와 알와 다좀바 고마 탑사나 아니 알레 다좀바 고마 탑나다 인데 여기 응만에 가서 시게요 가서 시내지 토바이네 시내로 시내지 토바이네 먼저 다 되자레 콘도 타도레 나제레 되베뇨 몽운주와 도사요 말 시내 톱사나 시내 톱사나 단다 티큐네요 말 가서 그래 아니 먼저 나라도 단다 미망우지가 댕가라도 늦어 시그널 이모션스 직 비주 심지가 이모션이 강이 제요 말다 아니 수수 셈 먼저 시내 톱사나 셈데 파 칼로지로 그래요 심 가와도 만도 수수를 라요 단다 먼저 셈게 먼저 주 칼로지 아니 셈데 녀모 차당 온도도 아니 먼저 녀모 차당 타도 과제 디즈 주 칼로지 먼저 데 요구도 파차 되게요 다 시내 톱사나 혼자 주 요구도 차를 그 베디 파 제워잡도 거로 제워잡고 제가 네 아니 양대기 편은 뭐 개점물에도 하나도 코바들레 타베 타와데 톰들 편요 가래를 들 개조 가래 지조 삼로 땅 삼로 땅 투베이나 네 디트니글로 지알 펜도 연구에서라
So that's the first part of this verse, seeing the faults of suffering. The next one is the benefits of happiness. Now, happiness refers to the happiness of liberation in this situation. We're not talking about ordinary happiness here. So what we're talking about is the benefits of liberation. So first, this word liberation. The Tibetan literally means to go beyond. So if you took the English word liberation, what are we liberated from? Or the Tibetan concept of going beyond, what is it that you go beyond? Well, at the moment we're bound up in this cycle of the sufferings of samsara. So this samsara, or the suffering within that samsara, is what you go beyond, or what you're liberated from. And this could be said to be a state of final happiness, or not, maybe not final is the right word, but complete happiness or genuine happiness. So of course, if we're talking about an arhat who's fully liberated from samsara, then of course they're incredibly happy. But even if we look at an individual who has developed calm abiding, for this person, there's no way for these emotions such as attachment, these disturbing emotions, there's no way for them to arise. There's no way for them to manifest. So in the West, we talk about it in terms of emotions rather than maybe delusions. But we can see that these emotions cause us a lot of problems, a lot of difficulties. And freedom from that, freedom from these emotional states, would mean that we attain rangwang. Rangwang is like, literally means own power. So you could say we've become empowered. So currently we tend to be under the influence of attachment, aversion, these sorts of negative emotions or delusions, and this causes us a lot of problems. We don't have freedom. We're not under our own power. We're under the power of these. So if we're able to generate calm abiding, then that's all gone. We're no longer influenced by these negative emotions. We're no longer dominated by them or under the control of them. And this is incredibly beneficial. So why is it important to think about the benefits of liberation and going beyond this suffering, going beyond these negative emotions? Well, because this is necessary. If we want to generate a genuine wish to attain this state of liberation, we need to contemplate the benefits of attaining it.
Well, that and that 나란줄에 자존배기다 또부터 토묘 요마래로 나 저 겨우 망보라 신의 망보 토벼다 먼저 겨우 망보라 신의 망보 토벼래 신의 토벼기다 가서 오래 영어로는데 중 겨우 망보라 중요로 하고 이나다 단다 세들라야 신의 요마로 다 단당을 저 데즈로 데즈 네 심디로 먼저 곰로 잡제 아니 심디 다다가간라 지 까마지 니지 다다에 심디 다다가간라 까마지 니지 샤베이네 다가라레베 대어라고 쉬지 여딘 것이로 심디 대베지스 만도 마웅바에 주 제망베제다 다다가 거라간라 심데지 엘레 시네 마도이나 심디 다다가간라 대 아니 다다와서 데스 가고 여러 아니 우간라 대지 심 당에 옥수 당도 당에 우파 등 대관라 심 까마치 니지 대베이네 다라라 베디 시워도 기부다 대워러 가지고 녀소 미지래가 쉬우 제외는 이제 때지 사변번님을 흘려대나 아니 기부 수불해야지 유버도 원래 삼배 기부로 차거든 되나시 아니 심데 다다가간데 스틱스 데토이나 아니 거네 이제 심랑 예수스는 봐 심랑원에 기타 공진 홀리데이다 원에 축축스라고 여러 다디야 야제도나 디야 야제도 야야야도나 아니 다치 용거래 삼텐데스 양지 곰 수수게 당도 참말로 곰데디 잡데기 요인자 텐데간에 삼는 단계이나 야고여르시 어저양 다좀베 윤데데 열라나 아덴데 용기여나 메나다 간시 아니 심나라 스케일링도 처로당 이지도 것이래 하고 여러 수수게 이모님와지 곰 뉴뉴뉴뉴 자게 여와 디간라 삼는 데 땅제 디 줌들체제다 마음바지 용사르에 삼다나 아니 다데지 용사르다 삼다나 근데 중에나 아니 원에게 타버 되니글로 써야 되다 타버 되니글로 써야 되다 연구로 하시면서 먼저 타버 되니글로면 아니 다 최다 이제 부탁하고 가고 싶어 차대요라
So when we look at this state of liberation, enlightenment, of being in our heart or something like that, then we say we might feel we don't have this ability, right? We don't have the ability to achieve this, or we don't have confidence in our ability, or something along those lines. However, we need to look at the situation. There's been many times throughout our countless lifetimes, many of those lifetimes, we've actually attained karma biding, this Shanae or this karma biding, or and we've done that not once, but many times. Of course, now for most of us, that's no longer the case, right? We don't, we can't even keep our mind focused for very long at all. But this shows that we have this potential because we've done it before. And how do we kind of work with that? Well, by keeping the mind focused. So be keeping the mind in the present moment. So if we can keep our mind in the present moment for just 1 or 2 minutes, then the mind starts to relax and become peaceful, and we develop a different kind of happiness, right? A more genuine or relaxed kind of happiness. So, and maybe if just keeping it in the present moment is difficult, you can use an object like the breath to focus on. So when you really can genuinely focus on the breath, even if it's just for 1 or 2 minutes, then you can see a difference in your mind. It really becomes peaceful and relaxed and so forth. And so this is like, if somebody's really got a busy job and they work hard all week, and then on the weekend, right, they get to rest and they can just relax. That is the kind of feeling that you should be having. By keeping your mind, bringing your mind into the present moment, by focusing on the breath or however you do it, then this is a genuine holiday, like a real holiday, or a genuine rest for the mind. So the more and more we do this, the more and more we develop on this kind of practice that we have, or develop this potential, then that, and the more we think about it and contemplate it, the more benefit we get from it. Without 그래, 전부 탑나 칼리가부터 그랬었는데.
다좀배 계제 셰나 이지 리아카고로 이지.
Oh, okay. So it's sometimes hard for us to have kind of genuine faith or trust in this kind of state of enlightenment or state of arhathood just by simply talking about it. You have to kind of really contemplate it and develop a thinking along those lines and develop your mind to really develop faith on it. And it's incredibly important to do this, because until you develop this genuine wish for liberation, if you don't have that, then it's very difficult to really do genuine, pure Dharma practice.
제가 다도스레 가서도 제가 somebody 아니 지 나랑저도 다 상상 다대라. 예 수수생활 강의 맞주로 저러. 상마요 다나 ando 아차 데베네지 상마 체용을 봐. 그래서 내가 직 제서 미팅 알을 직 시에서 그알을 직 넣어서 상마 대사다. 다야 마음고지 마음바 될 미팅을 디셔고요 데데 체고래 내가 된데 체고래 빼셔야 된다 소래서 마음바 잔여 봐. 그래서 나는 단대 쌤들 알레 다다고 그러는 거 하면 되게요 말이다. 심 야면은 대어 짠짠 상노다. 야면은 마음부터 야 튀용제네. 먼저 대난라 대어다 마음이 거를 잡지 또 되겠다.
So, if we look at it, we can often get into this state of thinking about how we're unhappy, right? We can kind of think, oh, poor me, I'm unhappy, I have all these difficulties and problems. But if we actually look at what is it that makes our mind unhappy, it's generally either thinking about the past, thinking about what happened or what this person said that wasn't right, or that, something anyway that happened in the past, and when we go over that again and again, then our mind obviously becomes agitated from doing that. Or mostly it's the past, but sometimes it's also the future. You might worry in the future, about maybe money or a certain relationship you have with somebody, or something you need to accomplish that you maybe not feel it's going to be difficult. And the more you kind of go over that again and again, then your mind again becomes agitated. But what we can see here is in both of these situations, our mind's not in the present moment. Right? If it was, it wouldn't be disturbed. But because we're just kind of going back and forth between thoughts of past and future, then it's very difficult. It creates a lot of disturbance in our mind.
That is similar commission surgery, collect, somebody them to do, and then some Tatagatha them somebody them to do, and a consumption thing is in top, shine top, do that. dewe nyumo ngunjuwa di yede ta nega mewa soto kuwa ina ya jing yu dan jen dan dinde chewen de ko ya de shine de nyamdo yore shine nyamya yore wa shine nyamdo dewe nyumo deja ngun de juna nyamdo gore kondong ngun de juna nyamdo gore shedang ngun de juna nyamdo gore ngaje ngun de juna nyamdo gore ngun de juna shine nyamdo gore khanda shine nyamya de lel hawo ro re da lel hawo so gore da 다 신의 톱산에 되는 용문주와 당아서 이모션 강에도 매우지. 다 양결제의 사회 유행이자 아니 디 가릿 방고에서나 다 항동해야 돼. 아니 지 돈이도 셔럽다 단지로 하다 그 녀모 그 싸워디 때문에 말이 걸어 왔다. 되자 시당 콘도도 좀 싸워디. 개운이 마직 메도드 마스나 싸워러디 때문에 말이 걸어. 말이고 방고고 여러 녀모 그 싸워 싸면도 방고고 유모 자와 사면데 방와 신야라 담에도 셔럽도 고여래는 항동 검다 디 검베 떡게네 야야야야야 람라 죽다 제가 거와들 님고메 통 아니 거월에 퇴퇴와 타와 다주메 고마 터윈디 다주메 고마 터브데 아니 녀모게 사면 라미 제와 신신죠다 녀모게 팀마데 제거와 녀모 제야가 사면 제거와 사면데 방샤다 다주메 터브데 다 사면면은 제예요 뭐 녀모촌이 제예요 뭐다 다주메 줄라 녀모 제제야 말다 다 녀모 제제면 아니 땐데 되베 되어도 열다 그러 녀모 그런 유진 찐 태외이네 유진데 여외이네 제제요 말 사면 그런 요 말 앞에 사면 메디상가라 아니 찐 두바지 되자 시당 콘동아지 예 고육진데 여외이네 다좀바들 미 콘돌라나 고 콘도사요 말에 심나라 디 심디 장마 시주 서사로 아니 두바지 지 코에 내자 되자기야 유이동어로 미 콘돌람 쳐 두자도 야고면도 라비네 다좀바도 게무게 되대로 어디 디레다 제산데 딘데지 다 용구요바디야 야제도 로 야제도니 용구요바디 이 친구를 스탠다 갑들로
건데 기실 디 신의 탑 젤라드니 요탄킨
된 다음에도 왜 싫어
말에 너는 그런 신의 탑나 드니 더작을 섞어 용기 말해라
신의 데야 지 누가도 슉 춤보 예배 카들라 아니 파 되자 문주 매우서도 그러 타고 신의 누가데 마 충루르도 유나 체데 되자도 되나 코 냠도
오케이
되자레 콘로레 되베뉴모 되베뉴모 뭔데 유나 신의 냠도 그러다 된다들
okay so we need to of course develop this habit. It's not something that keeps your mind focused in the present moment and stabilizing our mind. It's something we need to develop. It's develop this habituation with us, and the more we develop it, the more we practice, the more we stabilize our mind, then slowly we can develop until we can actually have this ability to attain this state of karma abiding. When your mind is very focused, your karma abiding is very strong, at this point, then there's no chance for these delusions to manifest attachment and aversion and so forth. Even when you're surrounded by the objects and people that might in general produce this, it would not arise. However, if your mind starts to go down or your karma abiding is not fully there, then attachment and aversion can start to arise. However, if the mind is fully focused on this karma abiding, or this karma abiding is very strong, then there's no chance for this to arise. And at that point, when you have developed this very strong karma abiding and its mind's very stable, then you bring about this special insight. You practice on the special insight, and this cuts the root of ignorance. And then at that point, you've actually abandoned the seeds of these delusions. So when you've developed this wisdom realizing emptiness, quando di togme tape shira nosum to gogure di sapompangna.
Good.
So at this point, when you've developed this direct realization of emptiness, then you've gone beyond it. And when you attain the state of final arhathood or arhathood or full liberation, at this point you've actually cut the seeds of the delusions. And then at what point you've attained this, there's no chance for delusions to arise again. They've gone so completely they can net it, because once you've not got rid of the flower and all its seeds and its roots and everything like that, there's no chance for it to arise again. And at this point, you have a complete, stable, unmovable happiness. And even at that time, if our heart is surrounded by fully angry people, aggressive people, there's no chance, no matter what they do or how negatively they behave towards that person, there's no chance for that heart to rise anger. And likewise, even though they're surrounded by most beautiful objects and things that ordinary beings would find rarely attractive, for them there's no chance to get caught up in that either. At this point they'll just laugh, right? They can basically laugh at all these things that we get totally caught up in. So for this is the reason why we need to really focus on our mental development, developing our mind to the point when we can actually eventually attain these states as well.
어디 제단다 디 타웨 양대기 평균톤에 텐데니와 소장 리규베 레스쇼 자워스 리규베 레스쇼인다 오다 디두스 가자는 타와 양대 톱나다 평균 레스도 어디 딘데지 이나다 아니 지 타와직 텐데니고도 선데 딜라야다 타웨 리규가 됐다 안도 타웨 리규레스다 타웨 리기레 요레스다고 만한 시우라 미딜라 최시야 레도스 와 미딜라 레 민도스 레 미딜라 레 민도스 야저라다 만한서 주도하고도 미가시 주도를 유나 최고 겨왕아지 거시나 나디 닝게메스로 겨왕아지 계시나 미다고 계시나 닝게메 아니 나 동반이를 가고 예스로 최대강게 삼바지오시야 데 닝게인스 겨치마 닝게메스도 하도를 레 요마 그걸 레 요마 미가시야 나레 겨왕아지라 가고도 레기 걸 계시나 야고도 타와 계시나 가고도 스니도들라 그들라 레요 어디시거든다 타와 되니 그 로직도는 다 타바디 빼야고 딘데 주에는 야고도다 이 간돌 지고도 디돌라 삼다 되니 지니들라 될라야 아니 리기오레스다 리기오에 미들 레요레스다 어디시거든다 레스 시버 차오사들다.
So, as we see in the text under the verse, it goes on to say that this, having attained that wish for liberation through seeing the benefits of liberation and, of course, understanding the faults of samsara, that is the function of this lineage, right? And then you could, at that point, say that you enter the lineage of liberation, or as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, then we said it was a type, right? So you could say then you're the type, or you've become the type of being who can obtain liberation, if that helps with a clearer understanding. So we can say when we talk about this lay, or function as it said here, its activity, you can see with different people, some people have the function or the activity to attain liberation, right? And some people simply do not. Some people are just not interested at all, and even thinking about it, you try and talk to them about impermanence, and they just don't want to hear it. And they completely have no interest in it. This is, of course, their lay, like their function, their activity, or you could say their karma, right? As I said, this Tibetan word lay has many different connotations or meanings. So those who have this wish for liberation, then you could say that they, obviously they have this lineage, but they also have this karma or this function to be able to obtain that.
디데기 다 타르와 토베알라 다 안조디 디렉 트윈스야 디체가 다디네 뎀베 트윈스야 되는다 뎀바 와 뎀바 사이다 모주 데빌레
건데 뎀바
모주 데빌레 뎀바 사이다 다 나와들
Okay, so this explains this
마르마르다 단데 디게디 레체 로사우시 다 안조 사버다 and you did this life.
Yeah, lead sapa nanzo tempa tandadro.
다
Yeah.
된다.
So this finishes the explanation of this function. So now we're going to move on to the fifth one on page 123, which is here it's translated as possession. Temba, yeah, that's temba literally means to possess. So this is
덴버
literal
니스야
translation.
다 딜레야 주던 대운이 삼단에 야고로 주당 대부스와 당도 산제지 리기오바딜라 아니 컨테스트 거스는 덴베니 주딜라 시당 아니 주 마발라서베 윤디 시당 대부딜라 모실라서베 윤디 아니 대부 윤디 듀시제 어디 코네다 겨와시고레스.
Okay. So just to explain this broadly, when you think about this cause and effect that we've discussed within this context that we've discussed before, and you talk about the four causes, this can then bring on the yontendun, right?
윤디.
This can lead to the 7 qualities. So we're jumping at
대부 윤디로. 대부를 도.
Yeah, so it's basically these 7 qualities can also be said to be a kind of result. It's jumping a little bit ahead, but it's on the bottom of page 126 when it says the summary. If you want to have a look, that's where they are.
다 매월에 디칼라우스나 태고침에 취를 매월와 제단다 저 산지에게 릭 요인데다 베나 매월세야 돼 태고침에 아니 취라 매월이봐 봐 아니 매월당 공번 뇌당 아니 최준신스러워 제가 그런 거저 매월세야 돼 아니 지 뇌로 버지로 칼라루스 뇌로 버지로 매월이면 돼
네.
디나 내가 포바이나 디나 칼라루야 용거래 출루야 용거로 하고 뇌나시 레스 매와이나 택바침에 출러 매와스디다 동반이를 매와 천주선을 매와 아니
데베딘 데베디 모바디 노베레 오케이
매와세
버리치르
택바침에 출러 매와슬라바
라서 so now we go on to look at what talks about these, first of all, these 3 qualities, right? So, and then it goes through the explanation of each. So on page 125, you'll see in bold text, the cause of the pure Dharmakaya is devotion to the Mahayana Dharma. So this devotion here is said to be like a vessel, or I think he's translated it here as a receptacle. If you go down, which is to the next paragraph, meditation on the Mahayana is analogous to a repository. So when we say this, sometimes the same word is translated as vessel or repository. It's like a container, basically, essentially, like a cup would be an example. A vase or something like that. So when we talk about it being a vessel or a container, something like that, what is it a vessel for? Well, this devotion to the Mahayana Dharma becomes a repository or a vessel for things like bodhicitta and the understanding of emptiness and so forth. So this is why this analogy is used for this devotion.
제가 다 매워요나 이러와 가서 답변하는데 삼다이나 와다 산제지 고마 토베야 라 아니 전주심 고요래 전주심 고마라이나 야다 신의 고요래 와 띵이지 고요래 와 띵이지 고요다 띵이지면은 아니 셈디 남산 주어도요래 신의 고요다 예와디 신의 고요래 동이 또벌에 신내면은 돈이 중로 퇴가 망보 제삼나다나 축축 하고 제로가 신내유는 아니 그 하고 어디 냐도로 주름보 냐도요라 제가 아니 띵이지 자데다 개점 차비요래 띵이지 주숨버디 띵이지체 아니 띵이지 요선 신내 요선이 되고 말와 아니 당기 시원하시 당지 또 보면은 담에도 왜 셔럽고요라 제가 신내지 안에 아니 삼바 템부지가 안에 아니 최르 남지 동반이 떠버이나 네 당지 제메도 봤어. 아니 디야야야야야 콤론도 장가라. 아니 디 사회원들 제가 매워서도 그래서 다좀 발라 랍송아 디나시 디 다음에 당디다 신의 항동사 실라숭리사 신의 당 항동숭리사 띵이지다 셰랍시디 귤레레단디 데레와
So once you have this devotion, of course, this alone is not enough. You need to develop other qualities like bodhicitta, calm abiding, concentration. Now, in this context, it talks about concentration in the next paragraph. So, why is this concentration necessary? Well, because if we don't have this concentration, then we can't retain any understanding. Like, even though we might contemplate something, get some glimpse of understanding, of course we can't stabilize it as quickly as it comes. It's just gone again. So it's not without this we can't stabilize our understanding. So of course we have to develop that, but that alone is not enough. Conjoined with that, we need the wisdom realizing selflessness. Now, with these two, this conjunction of this concentration, this wisdom, through developing that, we can develop it up and up and up and up and up until eventually we can attain full liberation and actually cut the root of samsara and cut the root of the delusions. So we're, in this context, is talking about wisdom, meditation on wisdom and meditative concentration. But you can also talk about it in terms of calm abiding and special insight, the combination of those two. So either one of those in this case could be used.
제가 다 신의 요체 네 다음에도 동의도 셰랍이 딜람이야 곰제 람라 귤레 제제 네 야지 곰잡제 녀모 반데 다좀베 고마미시 토도문다 산제 고마 토도문다 다 산제 고마 토할 거 거고 고여서나 아니 장주 쌤 거고 여와 다 장주 쌤지 자와데 가르스나 아니 닝지 쳔 보고 고여래 제가 단다들라야 아니 유시바데 닝지 쳔 볼레단데 어두스엔레 에서 대야미세게 닝지 쳔 볼라야데 코든 가르스나 냥조야 망보지 장주선배 부드지다 냠네 체교였지 대 제도고 말해 닝지 겁나 장주선 제도고 닝지 마검나나 장주선 닝지티 장주선 그 교로 봐잖아 맞아 교 마검나 교때면은 대부용 거 말아 망보지게 나 장주선 공부요 닝지를 지네 닝지 하고 그요 말해 닝지스나 가르쳐서 닝지 첨보로 봐다 내 닝지자 말아 닝지 첨보세 닝지 첨보 가르라데 하고랑 그거요 말해 단다 장주선 공부요 부드지다 검자고 되라 아니 두생 아주 되저톨라로 제가 단다갑디 디베 냠 가자서 먼저라 랍자 첨보래 닝지 공부래 장주선 공부라 말하지 닝지 샤도 줄 세상 디베 먼저라 닝지 공부를 해서 그래 닝지 공부나 아니 당연히 기능만 먼저 시험 봐 택보 전부 릭세벌라 릭 택보 간산 택보 전부 릭세면서 닝지 전부 줄려잖아 택보 전부 릭세버래 간산이 릭세버래 먼저 상만라 택보 전부 산지 릭 요래 먼저 릭디 니후데래로 니후데래 니야 세버디 컨데스 하고 그래서는 닝지 전부 요나 아니 택보 전부 릭데다 릭세다 안 되는 이 전부 요나 계정 니워서 발라 맞아 디게 두고 가서 장주심 게 두고였다 데려 어디에다 닝지 전부 레단데 레스토지 유시와디
So then we go on to talk about the well, in this context it's the third because concentration and meditative concentration wisdom are presented in one and to do with the analogy, but it's actually the fourth of the four causes we talked about previously, which is of course great compassion, although here it just says compassion. But the reason we need to develop this is even if you have this calm abiding, this concentration conjoined with this wisdom or this special insight, through that you can attain, maybe individual liberation might be possible, right? But you would not be able to attain the state of full enlightenment. And why is that? Well, because in order to become a Buddha, of course you need to develop bodhicitta. And in order to develop bodhicitta, you first need to develop great compassion. Some people might think that, you just meditate on bodhicitta and you don't have to worry about developing great compassion first. But this is mistaken. This is not the way it works, because great compassion is always said to be the cause for bodhicitta. And of course, if you don't develop the cause, then you cannot possibly develop the result. So you kind of, in a sense, you're wasting your time, right? So this is why it's so important to develop great compassion. And this is why it's said to be the point of developing this great compassion is when you awaken the Mahayana lineage. Based on having developed this great compassion. So we all have this lineage, or you could say type, or maybe nature is not the word, wouldn't be a literal translation, but it's in this context it could be understood in that way. So you have this nature of this Mahayana nature, this Buddha nature, but it's sleeping. However, and how do we awaken it? We awaken our Mahayana nature through developing this great compassion. And having developed great compassion, then it's very quick, very easy to then, like in just, Geshe-la literally said, just like in a couple of moments, you actually then be able to develop bodhicitta.
닝지 전부 공발라 얘는 가서 기생 엄마 쉐어나 시리 다심제 담제 마다이나 랑 가디 전부인 바데 심제 담제 마신 틴소 다디게 공부 요래 안 되고라 당용 공부 요래 제단다 가서 시름 검단으로 얻어서 디게 다 이나는데서 양자양자 아니 퇴제 삼로당으로 다 삼로 가왔던 거래라나 닝지 전부 계약에 아니 유 당용 공야 당용 아니 심지담제랑 마치뇽 버시버 공야 가디다 가디 태야 돼 가디 태나 가디 속으로 와 가디 속어디다 딘 속으로 와 그러가서 수술래야 주 편도진이라 파 편도진 딩상 알아서다 잠블링 거라나라 지금 마다 데세르 파다 데세르 티자 데세르인데 서요라다 두zu 가래서나 콘주 가디인데 써야지도 서여전저라다 이나다 망보직 딩상다 비즈니스 가는 러시아고 오라다 뭐네잖아 비즈니스 마르와디 삼내고다나 두zu 가디 첨보로 콘주 깔레 망보 접장한서 서베 인자 안에 다 체들려야 수수 가디 써야겠다 그거브로 버지 인텐제 두zu 투덴도 송지치기나 편도 좀 여러 되면은 다 콘주 베디 커뮤니티 베샤선이 소리 가르뉴 로아디 균 자동야 라마라라든 냐 가르로드네 뉴제 땅고다 초스케면다 메도 뉴로 윤스서 칼라사 제 칼라야고 사면 메도 뉴제 때우로 메도 konjumur다 더러 딜레 컨절을 칼라든데 다나 야그라 아마도 칼라든데 메도 때는 가르핀다 메도 그래서 and sim gawo jwa che dra da zo sim gawo yo che da ine di jozo re da kulon di ni phama do zo gadin ten gadin soya ge jigina da ya wo yo ra ngna zo hawa de yo zo phama de ni zo phama de na ne phama la gadin de nyambaro de khawaro tang 아마로 강에 되도록 같이 지기는 밤에 들린수로 그러. 밤에 들린수 가고 왔다네. 그러니까 밤에 라이어스인지 잡나. 배 하고요. 가서는 까리 수수수 백거든 시우지 차선 저도 파스고 주나 렐하고요 말어. 건조게 수수 여절로 당겨로 밤마다 차단다 말다. 밤마 망차게 수수 나 기생 디스턴스다. 샤워여로 샤워 디아로 디아 샤워게 샤워 추지야 추길 샤워 보고 싶은데 연구더라 아니 변에 추생이여로 사실 가고 가서 추생 가고라 연구도 가고라 되다 추생디 보고디 샤워 보고디 사 연구라 아마도 변에서 바가 태요네 보고 돼요라 추생디 내 연구라 아마 델러도네 아마 그런 사서
오케이
아마 든두 파마드지 진짜 제부도다. 봐. 오, 네. 당도 저도 상담하는 야고요. 그래서 근데 통화는 그런데 말라데 요새 영에 땅거 돼야 지면 지나서. 이거 링디.
Okay.
할래요. 아마 다로.
Awesome. So then this brings us to starting to think, well, now we should, of course, work to develop great compassion. But again, unfortunately, this isn't that easy either. So we need to look at what are the causes? What do we need to meditate on and familiarize ourselves with in order to develop that? So you have this 7-point cause and effect technique, recognizing one's beings as one's mother and so forth. However, before that, as a prerequisite to that, it's good to first develop a mind of equanimity, as this is one of the primary causes for developing compassion and then great compassion. And then having meditated on that, then you start to recognize all beings as mothers, and then recognizing their kindness as the second step, and then repaying their kindness, thinking to repay their kindness as the third step. Now, this is a natural thing for us when we recognize somebody as being kind to us. We have this wish to repay their kindness, right? This is a natural thing. And it's not just our parents. There's many beings who are constantly kind to us within this life as well, like teachers and, people who we work for and pay us money, wages, and so forth. Now, you can think, oh, this is just business or something like that. And but it's more than that, right? Without the help of these people, we could not function. We couldn't afford to eat. We couldn't do any of these things. We need this money, right? If we want to go out and buy a bunch of flowers and all of these things, of course we need money, right? And these things, we can't do any of this stuff without first getting our finances together, right? And so for this reason, that's why, of course, we work. And it's through the kindness of others that we're able to kind of function within this society in this way. But an example of a parent is always used, because when we think about it, for the most part, parents, and maybe particularly the mother, is extremely kind. Maybe you cannot say in every single situation it's like this, but for the vast majority, you could say that the mother is extremely kind. And we can see this examples not just in human beings, but in animals as well. There's one video of a deer, and the deer's child, or what do you call baby, a doe? Like the doe is drinking from the water. No, does are like a female deer, isn't it? Calf? Do deers have calves? Okay, so the calf of the deer is drinking from the water, and then the
jumping in the water.
Oh, jumped in the water. Sorry, jumped in the water. And when the baby deer jumped in the water, then a crocodile came up and was about to eat this calf, the baby deer. And at that point, the mother deer actually jumped in between the baby deer and the crocodile ate the mother deer. But this shows that the incredible kindness of, this mother deer. So I've got a link to this video. I can send it to you because it's very good to look at these things and think about them.
어디서 제가 닝지 껴라 페저까지 테마도 나나 닝지 껴도만 하더라. 까지 페저디 수술라 까지 신부디 하마고 나는 닝지 껴도 가고 싶지르다.
So this is why it's so important to see the kindness, because without recognizing the kindness, it's very difficult for us to develop compassion. We need to recognize the kindness of others to be able to develop this compassion.
어디제 다디 규시들의 매화체 셰랍체 띵이진체 띵이지 투지셴보스다 다디 유나 다디 규디 유나 지다 닝지 쳔부 규레도 태과쳔부 릭세에서 와다 와 닝지 쳔부 규레게 태과쳔부 릭세는 잔주심 규레게 와 잔주심 규레게 와잠지야 데다 잔주심 규레게 와라 다 띵이진 고래다 띵이진 데모면은 제토 말에다 가시에게 dineda go mare sigre dinede shungdan thuna ngewad gore ya khura yamarde dang aron the rigbe nugu do sambat dembo mena lamsan jo do do gorwa dan sambat dembo mena de thu mare 아니 지단디 베제 된데나 유다 요르 베 찬주심 게도 레일 한다 거 같은데 칙칙 레일 하고 같은데 칙 레일 전다 레일 하고 요 말아 칙칙 된데라 아니 찬주심 게야 레일 하고 같은데 요르 칙 된데 요르 다 이나 안데 내 셔럽다 요 산제 고마도 거방으로 거방을 담에도 셔럽 보고 여러 하셔다 안 두두두 셰드다 산제 이제 릭스니데 먼저 줄다데 가르데 두 가르 두고르스나 rig the Sanjay rig over the Duguyor Tandangadulra, so the Sanjay rig, Mazamajula Sanjay rig your es, Samajula Nizimbukia Niva your es, Mazamajula Chanjusim Jag Niva your es, Mazamajula Tameto Beshera, the things into the Jag Niva your ticket, and Yalam Combeto your es that this shagor, this shagor.
So this covers off again, just goes over the four causes from the devotion to the wisdom, the concentration, and then the great compassion. So we need to develop this great compassion, right? And it so we've said before, we need to develop this great compassion because it's through that you awaken the Mahayana lineage. So having developed this great compassion, we see that not only when you develop that, not only have you developed awakened the Maya lineage, but you've also got the primary cause for bodhicitta. But conjoined with that, you also need to develop this mind of concentration. Some people state that in order to develop bodhicitta, you don't need the concentration, but it's not the case. And we can see this for ourselves because we know that if our mind's not stable, even we develop something, we can't maintain it, we can't stabilize anything because the concentration's not there. Our mind's always constantly changing. So, and this is the case. It's easy to sort of talk about these things, like to say bodhicitta or to talk about concentration, all these things. But however, developing them is quite a different story. That's not an easy thing to do. But even if we were able to develop this calm-abiding or this concentration and then develop the mind of bodhicitta, that in itself is not enough to go beyond samsara or to attain enlightenment. To do that, we also need the wisdom realizing emptiness. So we need to develop that as well. And then through that, we can really go beyond samsara and attain the state of enlightenment. But the point or one of the main points of this text is to show that all of us have this potential. Right? We all have this potential not only to attain enlightenment, but also to develop along the paths, develop the qualities that we need, develop this concentration, develop bodhicitta, develop this wisdom. We should really feel we all have this potential.
그래도 응시행한테 가르스나 다 너다 그래 신의 토요나 아니 응시도 두비야 내려고 쳐라 주주중 응시 주주중 응시 해나외 응시 네
간다디
응시한테 이마서 제 베제도도
저 레레도게 레레도
요래 데도 주주중 응시로 아니 말메신 주주중 응시 해나외 응시 신신시 응시 뭐네 진정 응시 치표와도 저원 뭐시 나서 들어와. 진짜 아니 치표와도 개별 뭐시 왔어도 돼.
오케이.
주주중 것이지. 해나는 것이지. 신신시행 것이지. 뭔지네 제스트면 것이. 치표와도 개와 뭐시 와. 뭐시 나체. 인데 dun시하고 사과세베 이시지. 사과세베 되고세는 연대 dun시 도와돼. 당기디 간데 뭐가사디 간데 수도돼. 그게 아니 특지어야 돼. 이 주주 된다 그런도 돼. 니바니 있어. 그때 가지 단만이는 먼저 준다 좀 하려면 되게 안 돼. 니세.
레레 님아서 디 요레
돼. 간데 되잖아.
I just want
이번에서도 여와매 연대되면 원이 제 마음에 주주단 해 나와당 신기생다. 뭔지 내단 치포와다 겨왕원바시와 나당. 사과세 이시단 사과세바 디 데비 연대 된단 때문에 왔어. Using the old lay chung your married. I am take them money in the usually do the Jamalam do hammer. Not the charging money do the Jamala. Mushy got Tesla, not the
Okay. So, we're talking about the seven qualities now, which is the 5 types of clairvoyance. Starts with the 5 types of clairvoyance. But we seem to... Yeah, we'll talk about that in more detail because we've come to the end of the class now. So we'll talk about that in more detail next week.
that the Moshi to Shine top time, Meshi, that and the Moshi did Shine top time and Moshi to be a rock. That day, Moshi Jiglet.
So, the first of these, the clairvoyances. What? No, these qualities, this clairvoyance, the noshi tamboro or noshi.
Moshi the Shine top, and it's Shine top time, and it's Shine Moshi to be a and Moshi to be.
Okay. So these clairvoyances, or clairvoyance, comes about after one develops karma binding. So at this point, then one starts to develop or has these clairvoyant abilities.
That the Jinamara that they do the Jamal.
But we'll go into the more detail. Do we have any questions? So there's a question from the discussion group. The third result, samadhi, is listed here as perfection of highest bliss. But then it says by the perfection of concentration. Are they the same? So, di gyushi nangla ishine yore, right? And the treble is listed as perfection of bliss. You know, the dewa pachin. Dewa labgire. Bliss. Dechin. The gyushi drebushi, right? The nangla, right? Gyutan drebushi, gyushi yore. Gyushi nangla chikshine. Yeah? You know, D is listed as the perfection of highest bliss. On the chart, in the cause or the result? Oh, sorry, I don't have the chart. In the result. So the cause is karma binding, and the result is, from my memory, the cause is bliss. Oh, okay. So the gyushi nangla shine, you know, drebushi nangla samsam ti dewa labgire, and it's samsam ti tingnazin labgire. So dini chikpare or di kepakare?
Gyushi nangla shine labgire.
Yeah, you know, drebushi nangla samsam dewa.
Tidala chote, kiyamon de drebu di sanje sale jagra.
No, di drebushi. I'm just trying to find the 4 results from here.
Drebushi kisen derwa, Tatagatha shile teva derwa.
There. Purity, self, bliss. So di takpa tag tang dewa tang takpa. Di dewa ra, di dewa tang tingnazin chipare or di.
Mare, tigu mare. Di dewa sa de dewa mayimbala dewa zimba sa de ki derwa. Manzo tanda drebushi de ni takpa mayimbala takpa zimba dan tebe chikche. Dewa mayimbala dewa zimbe tebe dan tebe chikche. Ani tongpa mayimbala taksa dadu tawa mayimbala dadu tawa tuwa zimba dan tebe siya. Dezo sangma de sanje ke salaya de danda derwa nganzo shi nega tande ki gyushi de katu dhugoyo maraya. Tande gyushi de mewa dingizi shera nyingji seya de tang drebushi seya tang dingi nirodan logar. Me drebushi de derwa kaza nganzo pena nganzo 풍부 따과짐에 당진다 테베 직 산지 주구 여러 아니 풍부 대화 많이 발라 대화짐에 대단 테베 태워져라 어디셔.
Okay.
대화 많이 벌어 대화 좀 뭐 록시죠로 대단히 대화디 추구리 산제설 여러디.
Alright, I'm just looking here for the. Okay, so I'm not sure where it says the perfection of concentration in here. I can have a look, but in terms of these talking about the 4 qualities, this third one, bliss, is not concentration. So what these 4 qualities are is said to be the freedom from the misconception that we hold, right? So this holding the impure as pure, right? Freedom from that misconception is the first result. Then holding that which has self to be selfless. Yeah. That freedom from holding that which is selfless to have a self. Freedom from that misconception is the second one. Holding that which is suffering to be happiness. Freedom from that misconception is what is referred to as bliss. Here. And then the fourth one is holding that which is impermanent to be permanent. The freedom from that misconception is the permanence. So this is established, these 4 results, which is also the resultant state of Buddhahood, is established through developing the 4 causes. However, it's not, this bliss here is not directly related to the concentration in this sense. Okay, any more questions? Okay, we'll stop here then. Oh, the homework and go. Okay, so if we read up about these 5 clairvoyances and the 7 qualities, it goes into it briefly. I'll have to try and find the page again now. Yeah, 126. So that's when it talks about it. Okay, so we'll talk more about these clairvoyances and these 7 qualities next time. No, we've moved on to possession, function, and then possession. Tembeton, this is in possession. Yeah, so yeah, so we've finished. No, we finished result last week, and this week we talked about function and possession.
Function
No, function le.
Le
dereng zindranang la le tang tempa deslabs. Yeah, and within the possession there's cause and effect. So it says, if you look at page 123, possessing the qualities of the cause and possessing the qualities of the result.
Yeah. Lawyer dice, nida gomja dezuda, 양직 당념네 마 체제 네 심지까지 태야다 닝지 고미야도서 데스 곰나야고 요르다.
So for meditation we can do some equanimity meditation and then meditate on developing compassion, do some of that.
닝지 참볼.
Oh sorry, great compassion.
Oh, yeah,
developing great compassion.
Namda Shing La Chukwa Sho Jetsun La Me Kutse Repten Ching Nam Ka Chun Le Cho Chu Ge Hwa Lo Sang Ten Pe Dro Me Sa Sum Gi Dro We Mun Sa Tak Tu Ne Gyu Chik Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami. Due to the merit of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. whatever slight positive potential I may have created, by paying homage, offering, and acknowledging my faults, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best, by the victorious ones thus gone of the 3 times, so that I might perform the noble Bodhisattva's deeds. May the King of Dharma, Tsongkhapa's way of Dharma practice flourish. May the omens of obstacles be pacified, and all the conducive circumstances be complete. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Saviour of the snowland teachings and transmigratory beings, who makes extensively clear the path that is unification of emptiness and compassion, to the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplish magnificent prayers, honoring the 3 jewels, Saviour of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. By relying on the 2 accumulations of myself and others in the 3 times, may the teachings of the conqueror Losang Dragpa blaze for a long time.